This is going to sound a little controversial, but there is a way for you to practically predict if your signature program is going to be profitable or not. And I'm about to show you 3 of the ways that I use with my clients to be able to gauge whether or not their program topic is a good one or if we should go back to the drawing board. So if you're new, I am Lori Kennedy. I am the founder of the Wellness Business Hub, and we work with practitioners and coaches to get them started online with their very own signature coaching program. And one of the most popular questions I get for the last 12 years as I have been working with practitioners and coaches online is, what if it doesn't work? How do I know if my idea is going to be profitable? How do I know if people are going to want to work with me? And I came up with a way to validate whether your program topic idea is going to be profitable or not. Now, I obviously don't have a looking glass. I obviously don't have a magic wand. I wish I did, but I don't. And so these are 3 ways to, with every aspect that we have in terms of market research, be able to predict if your signature program topic is going to be profitable in the marketplace. And so these 3 ways are very easy to do. Anybody can do them, and they are free. So before we dive into the 3 ways to validate your profitable program topic, I want to talk a little bit about the difference between the problem that you solve for a person and how you solve it. And I think this is where a lot of practitioners and coaches, specifically the practitioners who have a lot of client experience, who are very smart, have multiple degrees, it's very difficult to sort of switch your mindset away from how you help people. So I'll give you an example. You might be a practitioner that works with people who have inflammation, and how you help them is by putting them on a plant-based diet. Cool. That is not the painful problem that they have. The painful problem that they have is they have chronic pain because they're inflamed, for example. And the way that you are going to get rid of their chronic aches that is preventing them from doing the sports and living the kind of life that they want is by putting them on an anti-inflammatory plant-based diet. And so when we go and do this market research, I want to make sure that you are actually doing the market research based off of the persistent, painful problem that you solve, not how you solve it. So another example would be, you are a coach and you work with people who have trauma. You work with, let's say, women who are going through a nasty divorce and they have trauma. And how you help them resolve their trauma is through breath work and meditation and somatic movement. And so I don't want you necessarily searching breath work or searching somatic movement, because that's not the persistent, painful problem that you solve. That is how you help them heal from their trauma. And so we have to make this distinction in order for this predictive method to work. We have to make this distinction between the persistent problem that your ideal client is telling you that they have and the way that you, as the professional, is actually helping them. So the methodology that you use to help them is not the problem that they have. These are two separate things. And so often when practitioners and coaches come to work with me in Zero to Clients, which is my 6-month all-inclusive business coaching program, we spend a lot of time at the very beginning of working together, solidifying the persistent, painful problem and the actual methodology or the protocol that they are going to use to solve the problem, because those two things are not the same. And if you've been trying to establish yourself online and you've been trying to quote unquote sell breath work or sell plant-based or sell intuitive eating and it's not working, it's likely because those things aren't problems that people have. They are methodologies that are used in order to solve the problem. So with that being said, in order for these 3 strategies to work to predict the profitability of your signature program, we have to make sure that you're actually doing market research on the correct thing. Because if you do market research on plant-based eating or you do market research on intuitive eating, you're going to find massive amounts of hits. But people don't want to buy plant-based eating. They don't want to buy intuitive eating. They want to work with you because you've created a system that is designed, that uses plant-based eating, that uses intuitive eating. It's designed to solve their problem. So this works when you know the problem that you are solving. So I'm going to give you some examples and I'm going to show you the 3 different strategies that you can use to predict the profitability of your signature program. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, is we are going to go over to Amazon. And in Amazon, this is the first way to predict the profitability of your signature program topic. You are going to type into the search the persistent, painful problem, and then add the word books that you are going to solve. So you might solve weight loss for women over 40. You might solve mom burnout. You might solve chronic knee pain. You might solve infertility. What is the problem that you are solving for people? So I'm going to go ahead and type in mom burnout books. And what you're going to see when you do that is the number of results for the thing that you just searched for. So these are search terms. And most of the internet, including Facebook and Instagram and Amazon and Google and YouTube, work off of keywords. They work off of search terms. And so I want to make sure that your search terms, your keywords, are actually pulling up the market research that is going to be utilized to predict if your signature program topic is profitable. So what we're seeing here are 421 results for mom burnout books. That's great. We're looking for books over 100. So if there's less than 100 books based on the search terms that you put in, that can mean one of 2 things. It could mean either we need to sort of dial in your search terms, or it's not that popular. And we want to choose program topics that are popular. You want to enter a saturated market. You want to enter into a market that has over 421 books with the specific keywords mom burnout books. And I'm even in the Canadian Amazon because I'm Canadian. I bet there's more in Amazon.com. Because we know that it is now a market where there is a lot of demand. And even though it might seem to you like, the market is saturated, the demand is greater than the supply. There is more demand for practitioners and coaches working with moms who have burnout then we can actually help as a collective of professionals. There are more burnt out mothers than there are practitioners and coaches, which is exactly what you want. And so you can see here that these key search terms, mom burnout, there are a whole bunch of books that are directed to moms with, a variance of burnout. And they don't all have the exact name mom burnout, but these are some of the search terms that pop up when we use these keywords. And so the interesting thing about it is you can start to get ideas even for titles of your own signature program, like here, Burnout to Unstoppable, How You Can Heal Mom Burnout, Beyond Mere Motherhood, Secrets of a Recovering Perfectionist. So this is starting to show you a picture of an ideal client, right? The unselfish mom. It starts with self-care, right? 101 best busy mom hacks, new mom self-care master plan. So now you're starting to get an idea of the language that people are using. And you also want to look for books that have reviews, right? So this one, Beyond Mere Motherhood, Moms Are People Too, has 145 reviews. That's great. So this seems to be popular, right? And you can even go and you can read the reviews and see what these moms are saying and see what they're struggling about to start to build more of an ideal client profile. And so this is the first strategy to predict if your signature program topic is going to be profitable. So for example, if I typed in, I'm trying to think of something that might not be so popular. Like if I typed in neural reprogramming, okay, like reprogramming books. Let's see what happens. So there's 26 results for neural reprogramming. I want to make sure I spelt that correctly. So if you are someone who does neural reprogramming, making a program titled neural reprogramming or trying to sell neural reprogramming is not ideal. That positioning isn't that profitable, given that there are very few books in Amazon Canada about this type of thing. That doesn't mean that you can't use neural reprogramming as your methodology. What that means is we now have to figure out positioning and who your ideal client is and the persistent painful problem that they have, right? And so you might use neural reprogramming for trauma. So now if we type in, for example, divorce trauma books, let's just see what happens. Oh, look, over 4,000 results. So neural reprogramming is the methodology that you use to solve the problem of trauma. And so we're not going to sell neural reprogramming because nobody wants to buy that, but most people want to heal from their divorce. And so it's just repositioning the way that you are communicating about your signature program topic. So the next way to predict your profitability is good old Google. So I'm going to show you some really fun things that Google can do. And let's go back to our earlier example. What you are going to see here is you're going to see a bunch of things on my screen. So the first thing is I want you to hit this button called Tools. And what it's going to show you, it's going to show you the number of indexed searches based off of these keywords. So this is a big search, right? Tens of millions of people are searching the keywords mom burnout. And so the other thing that I want to show you is if we go to this section down here, people also search for. And so they're also searching for how to explain mom burnout to husband, mom burnout quiz, mom burnout with depression. And if you go, if we get off of tools and we unclick that, and you open this, it's now going to give you a bit more of a detailed look. And the best thing is when you click these down arrows and it expands it, it pops more searches that people are also asking for. So what are perinatal burnout symptoms? What does mommy burnout feel like? What are the symptoms of a depleted mother? And so you can see that as you expand this, more and more search terms pop up that people are also asking for. And so this is how you can also do some market research in terms of validating your idea. And so what we're really looking for here, if we go into the tools, is like you want millions of searches. That's what you want. If there's like less than 10 million in terms of the main search, again, it could be that you're searching your methodology versus the persistent painful problem. And so we want to always focus on the persistent painful problem. And then you can explain how you solve it by talking about your methodology. So another one that we could search for too is divorce trauma, right? And so it would probably also work if you spelt it correctly, divorce trauma. So now you go tools, you can see here tens of millions of hits. We're going to take that away. And then it says people also ask, can you have trauma from a divorce? What does divorce trauma do to a woman emotionally? What is the hardest stage of divorce? And so there's a lot of things that people are asking that you can see if you expand and collapse this section. People also ask, right? Who suffers most after divorce? How does divorce change a woman? These are prompts that you can also use for social media. And so this is validating that this is, again, a large market, and you want to enter a large market. You want to enter a market where there is a lot of demand for support. And so that's the second way. And then the third way to validate your program topic so that we can predict profitability is Facebook. And so we're going to go into Facebook and we're going to go into search and we're going to type in mom burnout. And what we're looking for are Facebook groups. We're looking for at least 10 different Facebook groups, and you might not be able to find them all at once, but we want to see that there are a lot of different pages and a lot of different Facebook groups that have the specific words, the keywords that we are searching for. So you can see here, burnout mom. This is, if it says the word members, you know that it's a group. So again, the Burnout Moms Club, here's another one. Beyond Mom Burnout, this is another one. The Bad Moms Group, here's another one. This has 16,000 members. The Burned Out Mom, Self-Love for Burnt Out Moms. The Calm Mom Collective, Burned Out Moms in Corporate Jobs. So you can see here that there are a lot of Facebook groups, members, for moms who are specifically burnt out. Burnt Pancakes Mom Group. I don't know what that is. And so again, we can sort of gauge that this is a popular topic, right? This is a popular, like, look at all of this, right? It keeps going. So glowing mamas, mom burnout, burned out mom. There's a lot of different Facebook groups featuring the search terms mom burnout. And that's just one variation of the search terms. So those are 3 specific strategies that you can use to gauge the profitability of your signature program topic. Number 1, going and looking at the search terms in Amazon Books. Number 2, using Google. And number 3, using Facebook groups. And again, it might be that your program idea is popular. You might not be using the right search terms. And so you always want to focus on the persistent painful problem that you are solving, not using the methodology by which you solve the problem. So if you have any questions about predicting the profitability of your program topic, that's a lot of P's. Comment down below, put your idea for your program topic, and I will absolutely give you some feedback. If this was helpful for you, Make sure to subscribe and click that little bell so that you will be notified of any future videos that I post. Thank you for watching and have yourself a fabulous day.